Ladies and gentlemen, imagine for a moment the power of a single decision. Often we underestimate just how much impact a decision can have. We think of decisions as small, fleeting moments, choices that may or may not carry weight. But the truth is, decisions are powerful. They have the ability to completely alter the trajectory of our lives. A single committed decision can be the spark that ignites a series of events, actions, and changes that ripple through every part of our existence. This isn't just a motivational notion, it's a reality that we see reflected in countless stories of transformation, success, and fulfillment. When we decide to change truly and deeply, we engage in a commitment that has profound consequences. Consider this: every major shift in history, every innovation, every great achievement began with a decision. A scientist decides to persist in research despite failure after failure, and suddenly the cure or the breakthrough emerges. An entrepreneur makes a decision to risk everything for a vision, and eventually a life-changing product or service is born. A person who has been stagnant for years, feeling lost or limited, suddenly makes the decision to pursue a new path. And from that moment, their life takes on new meaning. There's an undeniable power in decision-making, a force that turns abstract potential into tangible action. Now, when we think about our own lives, decisions often seem smaller in scale, but they're no less impactful. Most of us make hundreds of choices each day, many of which are routine, automatic. But the pivotal decisions, the ones that shape our lives, are different. These decisions are made with awareness, with a commitment to change. When we make a decision with intention, it's as though we're setting a course, declaring, this is the direction my life will take. In that moment, we move from passivity to action. We shift from I could to I will this act. While seemingly simple, is transformative. The beauty of decision-making lies in the power of commitment. When we make a real decision, we close the door to alternatives. There's a mental shift where we say, this is what I'm going to pursue, and there's no turning back. This level of commitment is often what separates those who achieve extraordinary change from those who remain stagnant. It's not that some people are more talented, more gifted, or more capable. It's that they've made a commitment and stuck to it. When we commit, we're telling ourselves that we'll find a way, no matter the challenges, no matter the setbacks. We shift our mindset from one of possibility to one of certainty. Think of decision-making as the first domino in a chain reaction. Once we make a decision, our minds and bodies begin to align with that choice. The way we think, act, and even perceive opportunity starts to shift. Imagine a person who decides they are going to prioritize health and fitness. This decision alone doesn't immediately transform them into a healthier person, but it sets off a chain of actions and thoughts. Suddenly they start to notice health-conscious choices around them. They pay more attention to what they eat, they make time for exercise, and they start to value rest. Over time, their body responds, their energy improves, and they begin to feel the effects of that initial choice. But it all started with a decision. In essence, decisions are a tool that allows us to bridge the gap between where we are and where we want to be. They're not magical, but they set the foundation for everything that follows. Think of a painter approaching a blank canvas. Without the decision to start, there is no painting. The painter doesn't know the outcome, doesn't see the finished work yet, but the commitment to begin to put brush to canvas is the starting point. It's the decision that brings the painting to life. In our lives, it's no different. Every new beginning, every opportunity to reinvent ourselves starts with that moment when we decide to act. But here's something truly interesting about decisions: they bring clarity. When we commit to a path, our vision becomes clearer. We start to see what matters, and just as importantly, what doesn't. Things that seemed important before may fade into the background while other things come into focus. Decision-making is like turning on a spotlight in a dark room. Once we illuminate the path, distractions, fears, and doubts seem less overwhelming. We gain a stronger sense of direction, which allows us to move forward with conviction. The beauty of making a real decision is that it naturally propels us toward taking action. Once we've committed, we start to look for ways to make our decision a reality. Our minds, once engaged in this way, work constantly to solve problems, overcome obstacles, and generate solutions. A committed decision becomes a guiding force, helping us find the courage to take the first step, even if the journey ahead seems daunting. Imagine standing in front of a mirror and looking deep into your own eyes, recognizing that the way you view yourself and the world around you shapes everything about your life. This isn't just a concept or a feel-good idea. It's a powerful truth that influences every single moment. Our mindset, our perception, is the lens through which we experience life. It determines what we believe we're capable of, how we respond to challenges, and ultimately what we're able to achieve. Changing this lens, shifting the way we perceive ourselves and our circumstances, can bring about transformation so profound that it feels as if we've stepped into an entirely new life. Consider, for instance, the person who views challenges as insurmountable obstacles. When difficulties arise, they feel paralyzed, unable to see beyond the immediate hardship. Their perception limits them, keeping them in a mindset of fear and doubt. Now, imagine that same person shifting their perspective, choosing to see challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities for growth. Suddenly, the impossible begins to seem possible. This is the power of mindset. The way we frame our world determines what we believe is within our reach. When we shift from a limiting mindset to one that is open, expansive, and filled with possibility, our lives begin to reflect that new belief. Perception shapes not only how we see ourselves, but also how we see others in the world at large. Our beliefs about people, opportunities, and our own potential create a framework that either restricts or empowers us. A person who believes they are inherently limited will find ways to reinforce that belief. They may overlook chances to grow or change, feeling that they don't deserve success or that it's simply out of reach for someone like them. On the other hand, a person who believes in their potential will actively seek out opportunities for growth. They'll view each day as a chance to improve, learn, and expand their capabilities. This isn't about naive optimism, but about consciously choosing to see beyond present limitations and instead focusing on possibilities. The way we perceive ourselves and our circumstances even impacts our physiology. Science shows that our mindset can influence everything from stress levels to immune function and ultimately our long-term health. Think about it, a person who consistently sees the negative, who believes they are stuck in a life of struggle, will likely experience high levels of stress and anxiety. This constant state of tension affects their energy, drains their enthusiasm, and even weakens their body over time. In contrast, someone who views life with optimism, who perceives challenges as temporary and manageable, experiences less stress. They're more resilient, both mentally and physically, and are better equipped to handle setbacks. The mind and body are deeply interconnected, and the way we perceive life has a tangible impact on our well-being. Our perception is also influenced by the stories we tell ourselves. Every day we narrate our experiences internally, forming a personal narrative that defines who we are and what we're capable of. If that story is one of limitation and fear, then our actions will reflect that. We'll shy away from risks, avoid stepping out of our comfort zones, and settle for less than we truly desire. But if our inner narrative is one of possibility, strength, and resilience, then our lives will take on a different shape. We'll approach situations with courage, embrace new experiences, and pursue our dreams with unwavering commitment. Changing the story we tell ourselves is one of the most powerful ways to change our lives. When we shift from a mindset of I can't to one of I will, the world seems to open up in response. A shift in perception doesn't necessarily mean ignoring reality or pretending that challenges don't exist. Rather, it's about choosing to see potential instead of limitations. It's about recognizing that within every obstacle lies the seed of opportunity. This shift in mindset empowers us to become problem solvers, to see creative solutions where others may see only dead ends. Take, for example, someone facing financial struggles. From a limited mindset, they may see their situation as hopeless, believing that there's no way out. But with a shift in perception, they can start to view their financial situation as a temporary challenge, one they have the power to improve. They begin to see opportunities to learn, grow, and perhaps discover new ways of earning income. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's an intentional decision to focus on solutions rather than problems. Changing our perception often requires us to confront long-held beliefs about ourselves and the world. Many of these beliefs are inherited from our upbringing, our culture, or past experiences, but they don't have to define us. When we take a closer look at these beliefs, we often find that they are not based on objective reality, but rather on past interpretations and assumptions. By questioning these beliefs and challenging our old ways of thinking, we open the door to a new way of being. It's like stepping out of a dark room into the light. Suddenly we see things that were hidden, opportunities that were always there but previously overlooked. This transformation is not always easy. It requires courage, introspection, and a willingness to let go of the familiar. But the rewards are immense. When we shift our perception, we begin to notice the good in ourselves, in others, and in the world around us. We start to attract positivity, to draw people and experiences that align with our new, expansive mindset. It's as if life mirrors back to us the change we've made within ourselves. Our relationships improve, opportunities appear seemingly out of nowhere, and we begin to experience a sense of fulfillment that comes from aligning our inner beliefs with our outer reality. A shift in perception is, in many ways, a rebirth. It's the moment we decide to stop letting old limitations define us, to stop accepting the narrative of not enough. When we make this shift, we become open to a life filled with possibility. Consider the role of habits in shaping our lives day by day, step by step, in ways so subtle yet profound that we often don't realize the full impact until we take a closer look. Habits form the very foundation of who we are, weaving together to create the routine patterns that guide our days, influence our decisions, and ultimately define our success. Every morning when we wake up, the routines we follow, the small actions we choose, these are not just tasks. They are the building blocks of our identity and our future. Transforming our lives requires us to consciously reshape these daily habits, because it is through these small, consistent choices that real change is made. When we talk about habits, we often focus on the big ones, the habits we feel most proud of, like regular exercise, a solid work ethic, or the pursuit of a new skill. However, true change lies in understanding that even the smallest actions, when repeated consistently, have an enormous cumulative effect. Imagine the person who decides to read just one page a day. One page may seem insignificant in isolation, but over the course of a year, this single page habit adds up to entire books, a wealth of knowledge that might otherwise have gone unread. Or take, for example, someone who chooses to save a few dollars each day. Again, the act might feel trivial, but the discipline, the commitment to saving each day can accumulate into a substantial amount over time. These small habits, these seemingly inconsequential choices, hold the power to create extraordinary results when they are done with consistency and purpose. The process of changing our habits often requires us to slow down and pay closer attention to the details of our everyday lives. Many of our current habits are unconscious. They operate on autopilot. We have trained ourselves over the years to perform certain actions without thought, and this automatic nature is both a gift and a curse. On one hand, habits allow us to navigate life without expending too much mental energy on every decision. On the other, this same automaticity can keep us locked into routines that no longer serve us. To reshape our lives, we must begin by becoming aware of our habits. Awareness is the first step in reclaiming control over these automatic behaviors, allowing us to deliberately choose which ones to keep, which ones to change, and which ones to let go. In changing our habits, it's essential to start small, for sustainable change is not created overnight. The person who tries to overhaul every area of their life all at once often finds themselves overwhelmed, their motivation depleted before they even begin to see results. Small, manageable changes are the secret to creating a sustainable transformation. Think about the impact of setting aside just 10 minutes each morning to focus on a new goal, whether it's learning a new language, practicing mindfulness, or engaging in physical exercise. These small increments may feel insignificant on a day-to-day basis, but with time they add up to a significant shift. By committing to a habit in small, consistent doses, we not only build the habit itself, but also build the confidence to continue. We prove to ourselves that change is possible and that we are capable of sticking to our intentions. Developing new habits is also an exercise in patience and resilience. We may not see results immediately, and there will inevitably be days when we fall short of our intentions. However, it is in these moments of setback that the true strength of habit lies. Habits don't demand perfection, they simply require consistency. A habit is not broken by a single misstep, nor is it formed by a single act. It is the repeated imperfect actions that eventually solidify our behavior. As we learn to be gentle with ourselves, to forgive the days when we falter and simply pick up where we left off, we build a foundation that is both flexible and resilient. This kind of commitment, this daily renewal of our intentions, is what ultimately shapes the new routines we want to establish. Another key to transforming our habits is the power of environment. Our surroundings have a significant impact on the actions we take each day, often more than we realize. Think about someone trying to develop a habit of healthy eating, for example. If their home is filled with nutritious options and free from tempting junk food, they are far more likely to make healthy choices without a constant inner battle. Similarly, someone who wants to read more might find it easier to develop this habit by keeping a book on their nightstand or placing one in their bag. By intentionally shaping our environment, we can make it easier to engage in the habits we want to adopt, removing unnecessary friction and reinforcing positive behaviors. In this way, our environment becomes an ally in our journey of change. Our relationships are also a critical aspect of habit formation. When we surround ourselves with people who embody the habits we want to cultivate, we naturally absorb their influence, mirroring their actions and adopting similar behaviors. This is one reason why being part of a supportive community or even having an accountability partner can be so effective. The collective energy and shared focus of a group can provide encouragement, inspiration, and a sense of belonging, all of which make it easier to stay committed to our goals. In the presence of others who share our aspirations, our new habits are reinforced, nurtured, and ultimately ingrained. Finally, as we embrace new habits, it's essential to keep our larger vision in mind. Habits, after all, are not an end in themselves, but a means to an end. They are the tools that allow us to build the life we desire, step by step. When we can connect our daily actions to our bigger purpose, each small step takes on new meaning. It's no longer just about doing a task for the sake of discipline. It's about moving closer to the person we want to become. This sense of purpose infuses each habit with motivation and meaning, making the journey of transformation one that is both fulfilling and aligned with our true aspirations. Imagine standing at the edge of possibility, visualizing the life you desire vividly as if it were right in front of you. This act of visualization, of picturing the future with clarity and intention, is more than just daydreaming. It's a powerful tool that has the potential to bring that vision to life. Visualization is the ability to see a desired outcome in the mind's eye, focusing on it with unwavering conviction, immersing oneself fully in the sights, sounds, and emotions of that imagined success. It may seem like a simple exercise, but when practiced consistently, it shifts the mind's perspective, aligning thoughts, actions, and even subconscious behaviors toward making that vision a reality. Our minds are incredibly receptive to the images we hold within. The brain doesn't always differentiate between a vividly imagined experience and a real one, which is why athletes, artists, and high achievers of all kinds use visualization to prepare, practice, and enhance their performance. A runner visualizes crossing the finish line, feeling the weight of the medal, the satisfaction in their chest, and the cheers from the crowd. These images aren't just comforting thoughts, they're mental rehearsals. The brain is creating neural pathways that reinforce the possibility of this outcome, priming the body to perform accordingly. It's as though by visualizing success, the mind becomes familiar with it, making it feel more achievable, more within reach. When we apply this same principle to our own lives, we begin to understand the power of a focused mind. A person who can visualize their goals with detail and intensity is more likely to move towards them, even if they start from a place of doubt or fear. Visualization shifts not only our mindset, but our actions as well. It creates a target, a point of focus that becomes a constant reminder of where we're heading. Without a clear picture, we often find ourselves wandering, unsure of our next steps, or worse, allowing external circumstances to steer our lives. But with a strong visualized goal, we're given direction, and every decision, whether big or small, can be guided by that mental image of where we want to be. Visualization can act as an anchor, especially during challenging times when obstacles or doubts threaten to derail our progress. Imagine someone trying to start a business. The journey is filled with uncertainty, and setbacks are inevitable. Without a clear vision of their desired outcome, Every obstacle might feel overwhelming, discouraging them from moving forward. However, by consistently visualizing their success, seeing the business thrive, picturing satisfied customers, imagining a life filled with the freedom and fulfillment they seek, they are more likely to stay committed. This vision becomes a source of strength, a reminder of why they started and what they're working toward. The mind empowered by this image helps to silence self-doubt and strengthen resolve, encouraging them to persist even when the going gets tough. The practice of visualization also helps to draw out creativity, providing a mental space for ideas to flourish. When we hold an image of our goal in our minds, we start to see solutions we may not have noticed before. This is because visualization primes our brain to look for resources, strategies, and opportunities that align with that desired outcome. It's as though we've set a filter in our minds that sifts through everyday information, highlighting only the elements that can help bring our vision to life. By visualizing consistently, we invite our brain to become an active participant in the creative process, allowing us to approach our goals with a more open, receptive mind that is ready to recognize and seize opportunities as they arise. Visualization is not just about focusing on success, it's also about experiencing the emotions associated with that success in advance. When we can feel the pride, joy, or peace that comes from achieving our goals, we create a powerful emotional connection that drives us forward. Our emotions are a critical component of motivation. If we can truly feel the satisfaction of reaching our goal before it happens, we reinforce our commitment to it. This emotional charge is what keeps us going through hard times, propelling us forward with a sense of anticipation rather than dread. Visualizing in this way creates a positive association with the work required to reach our goals, helping us to stay engaged and enthusiastic even when facing challenges. One of the most overlooked aspects of visualization is its ability to help us prepare mentally for success. Many people set goals and then ironically feel unprepared or even afraid when success is within reach. Visualization allows us to mentally rehearse our future selves, preparing us not only to reach our goals, but also to embrace and manage the success that comes with them. By repeatedly envisioning ourselves achieving our goals, we build a sense of familiarity and comfort with success, reducing the fear of the unknown. It's like meeting a version of ourselves who is already living the life we desire and realizing that we are, in fact, capable of handling it. Regular visualization doesn't require hours of our day. Even a few minutes spent deeply immersing ourselves in the desired future can create a shift. The key is consistency and intensity. A scattered, half-hearted image doesn't generate the same effect as a clear, passionate vision. When we sit down to visualize, we want to engage all our senses, feel the details vividly, and make it as real as possible in our minds. We want to see the colors, hear the sounds, sense the textures, and feel the emotions. The stronger the image, the more powerful its effect on our subconscious mind, which will work tirelessly to make it our reality. Visualization also serves as a means of keeping us accountable. The more clearly we can see our desired outcome, the easier it is to recognize when we're strayed from the path. It's as though the vision itself becomes a compass, gently nudging us back on course whenever we start to veer off. It reminds us of what we're working toward and helps us refocus our efforts when we feel distracted or discouraged. This practice doesn't eliminate the challenges along the way, but it makes them feel more manageable, keeping us grounded in the purpose and joy of the journey. Visualization, then, is not just a passive exercise. It's an active engagement with the life we wish to create, a rehearsal that primes us for the work, commitment, and joy that lie ahead. Imagine the power of setting clear, specific goals, those that give you a concrete target, a reason to focus your time, energy, and talents in a deliberate direction. Goals are not just aspirations, they are blueprints that define what we are reaching toward and provide us with a sense of purpose and structure. When we set specific goals, we move from a vague wish to a clear intention, transforming our dreams into actionable plans. Without goals, our efforts can be scattered, leaving us easily swayed by circumstances or momentary desires. But with clear, defined goals, we create a roadmap, a guiding star that helps us measure progress, adjust our course, and ultimately reach destinations that might once have seemed out of reach. Setting specific goals also provides us with a deeper understanding of what truly matters to us. It encourages us to look inward, clarifying what we desire and why. When we ask ourselves what we want to achieve and then refine that vision into clear, measurable objectives, we give ourselves permission to own those desires fully. It's no longer a hazy hope for the future. It becomes a statement of intention, a commitment to bring about change. This clarity allows us to filter out distractions, making it easier to say no to opportunities, tasks, or even relationships that don't align with our objectives. When we know where we're heading, our decisions become more intentional, less driven by impulse or uncertainty. One of the most powerful aspects of specific goal setting is its impact on motivation. A well-defined goal acts like a magnet, pulling us forward and keeping us engaged, even when challenges arise. Vague goals like be successful or do better lack the power to keep us focused because they don't give us a tangible vision to strive for. But a specific goal one with clear parameters, like increase my sales by 20% in the next 6 months or run a marathon by the end of the year, provides us with something to work towards each day. This clarity keeps us inspired, reminding us of what we're working toward and making it easier to track our progress along the way. Having specific goals also makes it easier to break down big ambitions into manageable steps. Large, lofty goals can feel overwhelming, even discouraging, if we don't have a clear path forward. However, when we know precisely what we want to achieve, we can divide that goal into smaller milestones, each one a stepping stone toward the larger vision. This approach turns an intimidating challenge into a series of achievable tasks, making the journey feel more feasible and the goal more attainable. For instance, someone aiming to lose weight might set smaller goals, like losing 2 pounds a week or incorporating 30 minutes of exercise each day. These smaller targets create momentum, building confidence and reinforcing our belief in our ability to reach the ultimate goal. Specific goals also foster accountability, both to ourselves and to others. When we declare a goal with clarity, we create a kind of contract with ourselves, one that is grounded in intention rather than wishful thinking. This commitment builds self-trust, making it easier to stay on course because we have a clear measure of our progress. Additionally, sharing our specific goals with others can provide us with a support system, people who can offer encouragement, guidance, or even accountability. Whether it's a friend, mentor, or accountability partner, knowing that others are aware of our goals can give us an added layer of motivation. It turns our journey into a shared endeavor, one where others are cheering us on or helping us stay the course when we face setbacks. Another crucial benefit of setting specific goals is that it enables us to track our growth over time. When goals are measurable, we can see how far we've come. And this awareness reinforces our motivation. If our goal is simply to get fit, we may not recognize incremental progress. But if our goal is to run 5 miles without stopping each additional mile we accomplish, brings a sense of achievement. These measurable steps act as markers, showing us that we're moving forward, even when progress feels slow. Tracking these small victories can make a huge difference on days when motivation wanes. Each accomplishment, no matter how minor it may seem, becomes evidence that we are capable of reaching our goals, that we are progressing toward the life we envision. Specific goals also help us to avoid the pitfalls of self-doubt or procrastination. When our goals are well defined, it becomes harder to justify putting off actions that lead us toward them. A clear objective provides us with a concrete task to work on rather than leaving us uncertain about where to start. This sense of direction reduces the likelihood of procrastination, helping us to engage with our goals more directly and purposefully. Procrastination often thrives in uncertainty, in the space between knowing what we want and knowing how to get there. By clarifying our goals and the steps required, we eliminate much of that uncertainty, making it easier to take action. Moreover, specific goals encourage resilience by reminding us of what we're striving for when we face obstacles or setbacks. When the path becomes challenging, as it inevitably will, a clear goal helps us remember our why, the reason we started in the first place. This sense of purpose allows us to approach challenges with a problem-solving mindset rather than feeling defeated. A person working towards a specific goal can more easily adapt, adjust their approach, and keep moving forward, whereas someone without a clear objective may feel aimless or discouraged when things don't go as planned. In this way, goal setting enhances our resilience, giving us a stronger foundation to weather the ups and downs of the journey. Finally, setting specific goals contributes to a lasting sense of fulfillment. When we achieve something we've worked toward with intention and clarity, the sense of accomplishment is profound. It's a reminder of our capability, our dedication, and our potential. Each goal achieved is not just an end in itself, but a testament to our growth, our perseverance, and our ability to create change in our lives. This fulfillment is deeply rewarding because it reflects not just an outcome, but a process, one that we engaged in fully and purposefully. Through specific goals, we create a life that feels meaningful, where each achievement adds to a growing sense of purpose and satisfaction. Embracing the importance of consistent self-reflection is like developing an internal compass that guides us through both smooth and stormy seas. Self-reflection is not a one-time act, but an ongoing journey that allows us to align our actions with our intentions and evaluate whether we're truly moving in the direction we desire. It's a pause, a moment to check in with ourselves, to examine our motivations, behaviors, and the outcomes we're experiencing in life. Through self-reflection, we create the space to see beyond the immediate hustle and bustle, to reconnect with our values, reassess our goals, and understand ourselves at a deeper level. This conscious practice brings clarity to our lives and keeps us grounded, especially in moments of confusion or doubt. When we engage in regular self-reflection, we open up an opportunity to understand the why behind our actions. So often we go through life on autopilot, reacting rather than responding, doing rather than truly understanding. We get caught up in the routines, the deadlines, and the day-to-day tasks that fill our schedules. Without self-reflection, we risk becoming strangers to our own motivations, missing out on the chance to understand what drives us, what inspires us, and what fulfills us. Self-reflection allows us to reconnect with our deeper purpose, giving us a chance to ask important questions. Am I doing this because I truly want to? Or am I following someone else's expectations? Is this goal meaningful to me? Or is it something I think I should achieve? When we take the time to reflect, we bring greater authenticity to our actions, aligning them with what we truly value and want for ourselves. Self-reflection also serves as a powerful tool for growth, providing us with a space to examine our experiences and learn from them. Every day we encounter new situations, challenges, and interactions that shape us in ways we may not even realize. Without reflection, these experiences can pass by unnoticed, the lessons within them left unlearned. When we reflect on our experiences, we create the chance to examine what went well, what didn't, and what we can do differently next time. It's not about dwelling on mistakes or replaying our missteps, rather, it's about identifying areas for improvement and recognizing patterns that might otherwise remain hidden. For instance, if we notice that we tend to procrastinate on certain tasks or feel stressed in particular situations, self-reflection gives us the chance to dig deeper and understand why. Perhaps it's a matter of fear, a lack of clarity, or an unaddressed need for support. By uncovering these insights, we empower ourselves to make conscious adjustments, transforming our weaknesses into strengths and our challenges into opportunities for learning. Self-reflection also strengthens our resilience, helping us to navigate life's inevitable challenges with a greater sense of peace and perspective. When we reflect, we gain a clearer sense of who we are and what we stand for, making it easier to stay grounded even when external circumstances are unpredictable. Imagine someone going through a difficult phase, perhaps facing a setback in their career or a challenging personal situation. Without reflection, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, disheartened, or even defeated by these obstacles. However, a person who regularly practices self-reflection has a tool for making sense of the situation. By looking inward, they can reframe the challenge, asking themselves what they can learn from it, how they might grow, and what strengths they can draw upon to get through it. Self-reflection transforms adversity into an opportunity for inner strength, allowing us to approach hardships with resilience and a deeper understanding of our own capacity to overcome. In addition to building resilience, self-reflection also enhances our relationships. When we take time to examine our thoughts, emotions, and actions, we gain greater insight into how we show up in our interactions with others. Relationships are often where our habits and unconscious behaviors reveal themselves most clearly. Through self-reflection, we can start to notice patterns in how we communicate, respond to others, or manage conflict. Perhaps we realize that we have a tendency to withdraw when things get difficult, or that we struggle to listen without interrupting. These insights give us a foundation for personal growth, allowing us to show up more mindfully in our relationships and become more empathetic and understanding. By reflecting on our interactions, we become more aware of our impact on others, learning to communicate more openly, set boundaries, or even offer support in a way that feels authentic and genuine. Self-reflection also keeps us focused on our goals, reminding us of why we set them in the first place and whether they still resonate with our evolving sense of self. Goals that we set years ago may no longer align with who we are today, but without reflection, we may continue to pursue them out of habit or a sense of obligation. Reflection gives us the chance to recalibrate, to assess whether our current path is still serving us and if it's time to make adjustments. It keeps us adaptable, ensuring that our goals evolve alongside us. This flexibility is key to maintaining a sense of fulfillment and purpose, as it allows us to let go of outdated objectives and embrace new aspirations that feel aligned with our present values and desires. Another profound benefit of self-reflection is the development of self-compassion. When we look inward, we inevitably come face to face with our imperfections, our insecurities, and the areas where we may feel we fall short. Self-reflection provides an opportunity to approach these parts of ourselves with kindness and understanding rather than judgment or criticism. It's a chance to acknowledge that growth is a journey, one that involves both progress and setbacks. By cultivating self-compassion, we create a supportive internal environment, one where we can celebrate our successes, forgive our mistakes, and encourage ourselves to keep moving forward. This self-compassion is crucial, as it builds a foundation of inner peace, allowing us to approach life's challenges with a balanced mindset, unburdened by harsh self-judgment or unnecessary guilt. In addition to promoting self-compassion, self-reflection helps us to cultivate gratitude by shining a light on the positive aspects of our lives that we may often take for granted. When we take time to reflect on our experiences, we gain a broader perspective, one that acknowledges not only the challenges but also the blessings. Reflection encourages us to notice the small victories, the acts of kindness, and the moments of joy that might otherwise slip by our notices. This practice of gratitude enriches our lives, enhancing our sense of contentment and reminding us that even in difficult times, there is often something to appreciate. By fostering a habit of gratitude, self-reflection shifts our focus from scarcity to abundance, creating a more optimistic outlook on life. Finally, self-reflection fosters self-empowerment by encouraging us to take responsibility for our lives. When we reflect, we are reminded that we are active participants in our journey, capable of influencing our path through the choices we make and the attitudes we adopt. It allows us to take ownership of our actions, recognizing that while we may not control every external event, we do have control over how we respond. This awareness is empowering, as it shifts us from a passive role to an active one, encouraging us to take initiative, make intentional choices, and approach life with a sense of agency. Through self-reflection, we cultivate an inner strength that is grounded in self-awareness, resilience, and a deep understanding of who we are and what we stand for.